2 is using table of data, and then we're going to be finding different characteristics about the data. So the modal class, the mid-interval, the mean, and the standard deviation. So we know that we're going to be using our GDC, and we're going to have to input the data into my spreadsheet. And the first question is asking me to find the modal class. Now the modal class I could actually do without the GDC. It's the highest value in the frequency, so it's the same as the mode, and the highest mode is 33, which is this one here. So the modal class is 160 less than or equal to h less than 170. The next one is asking for the mid-interval value of the modal class. So mid-interval value just means the midpoint. So the midpoint between 160 and 170 is 165. And the chances are that they've asked us that because we're going to need to use it in a second. So for part B, we're going to estimate the mean and the standard deviation using our GDC. So this is where we open up our spreadsheet, and we've got first of all our height, and then we've got our data, which is x, or frequency. So the height, now we can't type in a class interval, so we're going to have to estimate it with our midpoint. So we've got 145, 155, 165, 175, 185, and then the last one is bigger than or equal to h, so we can estimate here that it's 200. So we normally say that if there's a never-ending interval at the end, it's very rare that you get that, but we would assume that it was double the width of the previous ones. So if the other ones were width of 10, then this one's going to be a width of 20, so that's why 200 is your midpoint. And then your frequency is 7, 31, 33, 26, 2, and 1. And we can now work out the mean and the standard deviation. So menu, statistics, stats calculations, and we have one variable, and that variable is height. That's the only variable we've got. The other list of data is frequency. So the first part is asking me where is the data, and the data is the column called height. The frequency is in the column called frequency, and we click OK. So the mean is x bar, which is here, so it's 163.85. So I'm now going to write that in, 163.85, and that is centimetres. So the height is in centimetres. And then the standard deviation, so the standard deviation is here, so it's 10.1945. It's like the O with the hat on.